crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Kansas City Chiefs. This will be taken in at the 1. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Cousins. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Mahomes going to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck roll that they can fall back on anymore.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by George Iloka. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Cousins. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Cousins. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90. Left, 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 left.
To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
And, Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, Mahomes. He'll leave it for Hunt, complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
It's complete to Chris Conley. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Mahomes now on 1st down. Buying time to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
A first trip to the red zone for KC. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
Ready. Green 90. Green 90.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Sammy Watkins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And that makes the score 7-0. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Being chased out left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. A give. This is Cook. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a 2nd time.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
A first down throw for Cousins. Dancing to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. And they've got it here with a first down. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. They'll run with Cook, and they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing is Cousins. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. They've got his man complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 58 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. They run with Hunt. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Caught here by Conley. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, it's almost a tendency breaker.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up second down.
Ace! Ace! Hey. Got three. Left.
Now Mahomes. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
On third down, it's Hunt. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great play there with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. Gostkowski with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it second down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Second down, Cousins. High throw, but he makes the catch. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Cousins. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Pulled in at the 24. 12 yards on the return that time, and it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And now here comes Kansas City. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Blue 45.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. On the run, this is Hunt. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. It's a pickup of 3, and we have now arrived at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Steps away to his left. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a first down.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Now Cousins finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be a second down. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Now a second down throw for Cousins. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. And he is the NFC reigning offensive player of the week. You got to think, all the guys that take the field each and every week, that's not an easy award. Always has to feel good to grab it.
It has to feel great because it separates you, at least for a week, amongst your peers. And for him to separate again, he has to have the same type of a game. That means being explosive off the line of scrimmage and catching everything.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Carlson now to kick this one away. To return, here's Chris Conley. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now a play fake here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to look deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That goes for a gain of 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. On the move to his left. Caught. Kelsey, left side. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. On second down, here's Mahomes. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that's sack number 18 for him on the year. Here's Mahomes to throw. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And Gostkowski's kick is good. So we've come upon halftime here in Arrowhead with the Chiefs on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Carlson now to kick this one away. Here's Conley. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. This is Hunt. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they're printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
Again, it's Cook. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And he'll have the first down as he's up to about the 18. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. First down, here's Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10.
Let's just do me. Let's just do me. Move. Move.
Back to it after the pick 6. Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Chris Jones on the stop. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse. And I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
To throw is Cousins. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Here's Brad Wing now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Well, the fake punt gets only a yard, but that's enough to pick up the first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move, but oftentimes just usually a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Yellow, he's in there. Yellow.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. He's got his man on the crossing route. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain of 32 that time.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Hey, flipper, flipper.
Cousins on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Room here to run. And he slides to avoid the hit. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Hey, yellow, yellow. Start.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Carlson now to kick this one away. Here's Conley. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Daniil Hunter in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll take this one up to about the 23. Call it a 6-yard gain. Still plenty of work to do coming up. 3rd and 14.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. The Chiefs on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Flush to his right. And it's complete to Kelsey. Travis Kelsey. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. Mahomes finding his tight end Kelsey for a big one. 67 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Mahomes now on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Daniil Hunter in there for the 20th time this year as he continues what could be a record-setting season. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And out now come the Vikings. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A first down throw for Cousins. Throw left side complete. That's Flowers. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And all the way down to the 12. A big play there out of Cook. 43 yards. And a guy that can change the game, shows you a glimpse of it right there, taking the ball down inside the red zone.
It just tells you how tough it is for a defense. You just hold on all game and essentially hold your breath. Will they break a big one on us at any point during the game? It just happened right there.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. It's Cousins on the sneak. And he stopped immediately there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Oh, yeah, good surge defensively. Sometimes you can just tell by the way a quarterback lines his feet up behind center. He's going to try and sneak it in. And they catch him here and stop him for no gain.
They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Vikings have made this now a 1-score game. Carlson now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be 2nd down. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
We got 3,
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. They'll go screen here to Hunt, and they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Cousins now on 2nd down. Going deep for Diggs. And that's caught inside the 30. Cousins finding Diggs on a big one. 49 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
They run it again with Cook. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
They'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Flowers. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. As his guys are in for 6. And if the Vikings can take care of business on the extra point, they will have the lead. Carlson on for the PAT. A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. Carlson now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll run it here with Hunt. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Back to throw. He'll leave it for Hunt, complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
He's back to throw. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. He'll look to throw. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. Mahomes to the former Rams, Sammy Watkins for the Kansas City first. Throwing now is Mahomes. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll give him 8 on the play, and a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining, and that'll make this a second down. So now it's going to come down to the Pro Bowler, Gostkowski. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And yes, he got it. Gostkowski plays the role of hero as he punches it through. And they'll be celebrating in the Power and Light District. The Chiefs have won the football game. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball.